Yes, I can pull up verses from the Quran. Give me a second.
Okay. The Quran doesn't help you. I'm challenging the Quran.
So why don't the Quran help me?
I'm challenging the Quran. I believe the Quran is wrong when it says that Jesus believed in the God of Allah, the God of the Quran. This is what I'm
What do you
challenging.
think? What do you think the Quran says about Jesus then?
It says a lot of false things about him, like he believed in Allah.
What do you think that's false?
Because historically he didn't.
Well, who makes that history though? Who recorded that history?
His disciples, who were also inspired, as the Quran says.
His disciples.
Mm-hmm. They were eyewitnesses. They heard what he said. They lived with him, walked with him, talked with him. So they recorded what he said and what he taught.
Is that like what's in the Bible?
Yeah.
All right, so you do know as Muslims, we do not believe the Bible is like accurately preserved and all that. So
Yeah, you do.
no, we don't like accurately preserved. No,
What language did Jesus
there's
speak?
been you speak Aramaic
How do you know that?
because that's just what people say.
Where do the people get it from?
I have no idea, bro. It's like when you just go on Google and type what
Uh
language you just spoke, it's
huh.
Aramaic.
Yeah, where does Google get it from?
No clue.
They get it from the Bible.
That's cool, but like the Bible is
So
what language is it written
that shows
originally?
it was written in Hebrew, Greek, and Aramaic. So that
So it was
shows
first written in.
you that even Google thinks that the Bible is preserved and authoritative on the life of Jesus, right?
Yeah, but it's not like.
Mm.
But you know how humans are; they be like corrupting things and shit.
And Google ain't corrupting it.
Yeah, not Google,
All
but
right.
like Google could
Well,
say like the definition of Muslim, for example. It was straight up said this is the definition of Muslim, right? Which is straight up like from the Arabic perspective.
yeah. So my point is that when you go to Google and you type in what language Jesus spoke, it says Aramaic, and its source for that information is the Bible. So people know that Jesus spoke Aramaic because the Bible is historically accurate and reliable on the life of Jesus. And I made this point to show you that even you believe that because you are pulling from the Bible.
Yeah, that's a good point. But like you do know, we just be saying that because
Yeah, y'all just
we
be
don't
saying
really
it.
we
Y'all
we don't really
just be
know
saying it.
exactly what it is. It's not like something that's important for us to know, really. So we just be saying that. It's fuck Aramaic.
Yeah, y'all just be saying it, not knowing that you're getting it from the Bible, while at the same time saying that the Bible is not authentic. Do you hear how ridiculous that is? Imagine
Exactly.
imagine
That is
unknowingly.
that is
That's silly, huh?
that is true. That is true. But like, it doesn't necessarily mean we relying on the Bible.
That does mean you're relying on the Bible. You just don't know that you're relying on the Bible.
Well, in that part, but not entirely on the Bible,
No,
right?
entirely on the Bible. For example,
No,
how did Jesus pray?
I don't know. Like, I honestly don't know. I don't know how you praise.
Okay. Well, usually Muslims say that he prayed with his head to the floor. He prostrated, which is correct. That is one of the ways how he prayed. He prayed in many ways, but one of the ways he prayed is he prostrated with his head to the ground, praying to his Father, by the way. But he prostrated. That comes from the Bible. The Quran doesn't tell you how Jesus prayed. The Quran, let me ask you this. Did Jesus fast?
Yeah, he probably did.
And where do you get that from?
I just be listening to stories of the prophets, like all of them,
Yeah, but
starting from Adam, peace be upon him,
the stories of where do you get these stories of the prophets? Where do you get these from?
from there's this guy on YouTube called Mufti Menk. I just go there to listen to the stories of the prophets.
See, Mufti Mink doesn't know anything. Where does he get the stories of the prophets?
Usually from the Quran, the Sunnah,
The Quran doesn't
and
have
we
the
have
story of the
something
prophets,
called.
though.
Hold on. Yeah, it does. It has some of them.
No, it doesn't. Like literally, I'm asking you about the story of Jesus. Y'all don't have nothing. Y'all have his virgin birth. You have him being the Messiah. Don't know what that means. The virgin birth. Don't know why he's born of a virgin. Why? What's the significance of that? You have these little things, but you don't have the story of Jesus. You don't have what he taught. You don't have how he practiced his religion, the language he spoke, where he was born, where he preached, who his disciples were. You guys have nothing. All of that comes from the Bible.
That's what I'm saying. As I was saying, when he telling stories of the prophets, he uses the Quran, the Sunnah, and something called Israela Ruwaya, something like that, which is like stories from the Israelis, basically,
My
from the
brother.
Jews.
My brother.
And this knowledge, we don't take it as truth or false. It's just something to know, you
Yeah.
know?
See, this is the silly thing about this. If I wanted
What
to
is?
read about Muhammad, if I wanted to learn about Muhammad and what he taught, how he treated his
Sallallahu alaihi
wives,
wasallam.
where would I go?
The hadith, mostly.
Nice. If I wanted to know what Muhammad taught from God, what he taught was the religion was, where would I go?
Why he taught it the religion of?
Yeah, what he taught the religion and what God said, what he says God said. Where would I go?
The Quran and the Sunnah.
The Quran and the Sunnah. If I wanted to learn what Moses taught, how Moses treated his wives, where Moses was born, where would I go?
Well, it doesn't have all the details of the story of Moses in the Quran.
Where would I go to find that then?
That's the thing. As us Muslims, we don't need to know the details.
I didn't ask that. Where would I go
Hmm?
if I wanted to know this information? Where would I go?
That's what I'm saying. If you're a Muslim seeking knowledge, you don't go to like other places.
If you're a Muslim seeking knowledge, you don't go to other places that have the knowledge.
Yes, you don't go to the Torah. You don't go to the Injil.
If I wanted to know, where would I go? See, I know that as a Muslim, I see that you guys can't get knowledge from outside your Islamic sources,
Yes.
but you don't have this stuff. I'm not a Muslim. Thank God I'm not a Muslim because I can actually get knowledge from the actual sources. If anyone
Right.
wanted to know about Moses, where would they go?
Like I said, you can learn as much as you can, like all the details of all the possible details that we know about him in the Quran. That's all you can need. That's all you need to know, basically.
But you don't have that. You don't have the information about Moses in the Quran. You don't have the information about Jesus in the
We have the
Quran
information that we
or
need.
David.
We have the information that we need.
Got it. So you don't have an answer to my question? Just say that you don't know, bro.
No, that was the answer. I told you
All right,
we don't
all
go
right,
to other
all right.
places.
I'll ask it again, bro. And I'm trusting that you can be honest with me. I did have hopes when you first came in. You was being honest, so please be honest here. Okay.
All right, what's up?
If I wanted to go learn information about Moses, where he preached, what commandments God gave him specifically, who his wife was, who his sons were, how he conducted himself, where he traveled, where would I go?
Like I was saying though, you're not hearing me out.
Where would I go?
Like, what kind of person is seeking this knowledge though?
It doesn't matter.
As a
Where would this person go?
say, like, if you're just an atheist, you can go to everybody. You can go to the Jews.
How old are you?
Hmm?
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm like 25.
25. So you're 25 and you're so that means you're able to comprehend what I'm asking.
I am.
Okay. So that means if you can comprehend what I'm asking, that means you can answer it. Where would I go?
Did you not hear my answer though?
All right. Thanks for coming, man.
All right, man. I'll maybe speak to you.
Hello? Oh, just 1 second, my friend. You guys see this? You guys see the lengths that the Muslims go to not appeal to the Bible when they appeal to the Bible? They would rather sound like that and play dumb. They would, like, I guys, I could not, if I'm wanting to highlight Christianity, I don't think the best strategy to put Christianity on the map is to play dumb about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would not do that if I want to show that Christianity is the truth. I wouldn't play dumb. I couldn't find it in myself to do that. But day in and day out, guest after guest, we see the Muslims, either they're genuinely dumb or they play dumb because they're disingenuous. It's interesting.